Considering the earliest railways in Britain were transporting coal and cotton, the rail industry has come a long way. And whether it be the rail thing carrying people and precious wares, or a model railway in your loft, if you wanted a running railway where hitherto there had not been, you need capital. The British nobility quickly picked up on this, which is where our protagonist, the 3rd Duke of Sutherland, comes in. In 1870, he had helped the Highland Railway build their line north, making sure the line ran right past his Dunrobin castle. The forward extension was, initially, in 1871, operated as a private line utilising a 240 tank engine named after the castle, Dunrobin. Dunrobin was built by Kitson of Leeds, and it wasn't unheard of for the Duke himself to drive her. The major intention of the private system was to pick up guests arriving from the Kyle of Lochalsh or Inverness to then drop them off at the castle premises. The Highland Railway took the line over not long after opening though, but the Duke could still have his trains run on their metals. And so, Dunrobin ran the services for 24 years, up until the 3rd Duke's succession by his son, the 4th Duke. And yes, I'm just going to keep calling them the Dukes because have you seen their names? The 4th Duke felt that Dunrobin, the 240 loco, wasn't up to snuff anymore. So, as a replacement, he commissioned Sharp Stewart and Company of Glasgow for a completely new locomotive in 1895. But the new locomotive, an 044, would still carry the name Dunrobin. The old 240 loco was subsequently sold to the Highland Railway, who renamed it Gordon Castle. The new Dunrobin had larger driving wheels, and the larger cylinders were moved to be situated in between the frames. This is the only picture of the loco in the public domain, by the way. Unusual was the extremely roomy cab built to house a upholstered 4-seater at the back, which yes does mean that the fireman has to shovel underneath the legs of the people sitting on the 4-seater. Dunrobin II would very much carry out the same work as its predecessor had done, running the private train to the Kyle or Inverness, with the private trains and the Highland Railway living in harmony. Although the new engine had a new foe to contend with: the motor car. The flexibility, speed and improving comfort of the car meant that Dunrobin fell out of regular use in the 1920s. However, the locomotive had proven its worth as a light railway loco insomuch that the Highland Railway's Peter Drummond designed a very similar class of loco in 1905 to be used on the Highland Railway's light branches. These were classified as the W class. Whilst the W suffered 2 withdrawals in 1930 and 1945, the engine they were based on was apparently still worth keeping, as the Duke didn't put it up for sale until his running rights were revoked by the Scottish Region of British Railways in 1949. In 1923, the Highland Railway was taken over by the London Midland and Scottish Railway, which subsequently got taken over by British Railways in 1948 to try and keep up. In 1950, it was sold to Captain Howie of the Romney, Hythe and Dymchurch Railway. How do this man and his railway keep popping up in my videos? But how to get it to New Romney? First, Dunrobin ran by herself with her own ducal coach from Helmsdale, the nearest depot to Dunrobin Castle, to Carlisle. From there, she was towed to Ashford, where she again ran under her own power to Romney. And in Romney, Dunrobin would stand as a static exhibit for 13 years. In 1956, the first of the 2 Highland Railway W-class locomotives was withdrawn. As a replacement for it, and the last subsequent withdrawal of a Highland W-class in 1957, 2 Hawksworth 1600 Pannier tanks were allocated to Helmsdale. From there, the 2 interlopers would work the Dornoch branch. It might be a happy coincidence that the 4th Duke helped subsidise the building of the Dornoch branch in the first place, and it was worked by locomotives inspired by the one built especially for him for most of that branch's working life. In 1965, after the death of Cap Howie, Dunrobin was exported to Canada. Shortly after her arrival, she was repossessed by the government of British Columbia. In 2011, after being deemed surplus to requirements for the museum the British Columbian government had placed the loco in, Dunrobin was repatriated to the UK by Beamish Museum. Once on British soil, an overhaul would commence at Bridgenorth on the Severn Valley Railway. As of writing this script in May 2024, the museum, Bridgenorth and the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway are making good progress, with Dunrobin being a rolling chassis, the tanks being ready, a boiler almost done, and a new cab ready for assembly. May Dunrobin steam again. Preferably in Scotland. Hi folks, this was I wouldn't call it a return to form, but a more traditional episode of Those Great Locomotives. I just wanted to cover a small story about one locomotive, and I thought, you know what, why not making it an episode of TGL? Because at this point, I'm specifically talking about one loco, so I might as well. Like I said, I really do hope Dunrobin returns to Steam, and I kind of wish it wasn't at Beamish, but, As per usual, all the sources can be found in the description. Major help was the Severn Valley Railways wiki and the Beamish Museum website itself. So if you can, check them out. They provide some sources well worth reading. Well, with that out of the way, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheerio!